my whole plan for the day was to go to school and go do some stuff afterwards with school that I have to do for graduation and all that. But they're not doing that today, so I have a free day to do whatever I want. Trouble is, I don't know what I want to do, so we're just gonna make a random video out of this. And I don't know. I think we're gonna go work on the boat, or go find somebody that can help me work on the boat, considering that's probably what I need more than anything. But for the moment, we are getting ready to leave school. In fact, school is right there. That's school. And I'm just waiting on traffic to clear out. But we have 2 hours or so of daylight to do whatever. I don't know. Let's go see what happens. Right now, what we're doing is we're working on fixing up the bass boat in order to, make it better, make it run and all that. I've got to clean out the carburetor a little bit more, the carbs on it. We went and sprayed it down and let it run through, and it'll go, but it won't stay running. But whenever it does run, it sounds strong. It sounds really strong. So that's a good sign. But I'm going to have to take the carbs completely out and check and see if the little, the sensor, I forgot what they call it. It's like a little flap thing, I believe. I gotta check and see if that's sticking. And if it's sticking, I'm going to have to rebuild the carb completely, which I don't want to do, because that's a process that'll take me a week to get all the pieces and parts. And I really don't want to do that. But that's still in the works. I'm going to go, later in this video, we'll go look at the boat and all that, and I'll try to take the carbs out and all that, and see what we can make her do. But, here's the reason why I want to get this done. So, for a while, I've had this idea. Well, it's not really my idea. Back in, about a year ago, maybe a little bit less, me and Matthew were fishing a pond, and he had the idea of, hey, let's go fish this lake, 20 miles west of us that opened a year or two ago. It's a pay lake, and go fish it. And that was originally the idea. And we were just, talking, whatever. And it wasn't really meant to be something we'd actually do. But it's actually turned into something that I'm want to do. I have this urge to go there, and I feel like I need to go there for whatever reason. So that's what we're going to go do. That's what I want to do with it. We're going to talk about the lake some and all that. I don't know if we're going to do it in this video or not, but we're going to talk about it. And I could go and fish it without a boat, but I feel like if I go do this, I need to get the full experience out of it. And that's how I'm going to get the full experience out of it, is to take the boat and run around. It's only about, I think it's 3.2 miles according to their website and all that. I'm not going to mention what lake it is yet. If you guys are local, you probably know what I'm talking about already. But I'm pretty set on going to this place. And if all works out and I can get this boat running this week, we will we'll go do it this weekend or next weekend, whatever weekend we can get to go do this. I've felt the urge to go for a long time, and I feel like now's the time to go do it. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to get out there and go fish. According to all the weather networks and all that, we are done with our cold weather, like our 30 and 40 degree weather. But we're going to have a couple days in the 50s, and then at the end of the month we're going to be in the 60s, which I'm perfectly cool with. And I'm ready for it. I'm ready to go catch some fish. I'm tired of this not catching anything because they're deeper than I am and all that. But, I'm looking at the extended forecast for the next month or two, and, that's not 100% accurate. Things can pop up, but they're saying it's looking good as far as staying, pretty mild. And that'll really, I think that'll help me in the long run, especially with these fish in these lakes like this. especially smaller, you know, ponds and all that kind of stuff. But this isn't a pond I'm wanting to go to. But the average depth is like 20 feet at this place. The deepest part, or the deepest section, is like, I think it's like 55 or 60, something like that. And then it's pretty cool. I don't know. I'm gonna make a separate video and talk about it, because this is a pretty cool looking area. But for now, let's go back to the boat real quick and talk about what I'm doing. We're back at the boat. Still looks like a piece of crap. Got to clean it out. There's a really weird little mud line from this place I took it into that had a lot of mud. So we're going to clean that off today. And then we're going to go back there and look at the motor some more and try to figure out how this carburetor comes off. I was told there's like 2 screws or something on each one to take it off with. So we're going to look at that. And then we're going to take the leaves out of it and try to make her look pretty as I can. Oxidized boat isn't going to look that great, especially without carpet or one of the bins missing on the back. So we're going to make her look pretty as we can. That's all that matters. So I got the boat cleaned off, and I got that weird little watermark on that a place had left on the boat. But in the process, I got to do some extermination. We actually have an issue with squirrels in our attic, and every year I have to go through and kill them off. And this year's no different. They're really in there this year. There were 3 of them that ran out of our house while I was sitting here working on the boat. And I had to go and get the job done with a little pellet rifle. So I killed me a squirrel. Dinner on the table. There's like 4 in our freezer right now, so it's kind of helpful, I guess. Just something cool, I guess. Adds a little extra to the video, right? So next up, we're going to check out this carburetor. That right there is the thing that needs cleaning. Now, what we did this week was we opened this up right here and sprayed carb cleaner directly into the, the areas, and we made it run, and it sounded beautiful. Issue is we couldn't keep it running. So what we're gonna have to do is get in there and clean it out. I mean, you have to take it and soak it and all that fun stuff that I guess you do with a carburetor. I'm not a mechanic. I don't know how to do this stuff. But that's what they told me I got to do. So I'm going to have to go do that. Got to charge this battery. And I think that's pretty much it. There's not a lot to do that I can do right now. But we haven't really done a boat video. So this is my boat. It is a 1989 tournament 1600 TF bass tracker. It's a pretty cool little boat, 16 foot, and it's just big enough for me to fish out of. I fish Kentucky Lake a lot, and it's kind of small for that, but it's worked for me the times I've taken it out. It's just a rougher ride. It's got a small trolling motor on the front. It should have like a 70-pound thrust motor, and it's only got a 35, but it keeps me centered and it keeps me where I need to go. Gets me where I need to go. It's pretty much, your regular, ordinary bass boat. It's got a rod locker up there. Supports rods that are 7.5 foot long at least. In fact, that's probably it. I'm not putting a bigger rod in there than that. It's got a ton of storage up front. That's all storage area down there. I put pretty much all the tackle I can fit in there. And then there's 2 bins in the back where you can store it. And then one of them doesn't have a cover. I gotta buy a lid for it and a actual thing for the lures to set in, the boxes to sit in. And other than that, it's a pretty, it's a decent boat. I've run it around a couple times with Chad on the lake and all that, and it's been a fun little ride. I've enjoyed it very thoroughly, and we haven't even got to do anything with it. It had a really epic speaker system and radio in it, and I actually took it out to rewire the boat, and somewhere along the way everything got mixed up, and I don't know how to put it back together. Chad doesn't know how to put it back together, and that's kind of his thing. So that's what we're doing. We are killing squirrels. Where's my squirrel? There's my squirrel. He's just chilling right there like squirrels do. He just so happened to sit down in that pose, and I kept him. And then also really quick, honorable mention, these seats. My buddy Nick, ex-girlfriend's dad, did the seats, and they come out really nice, and I like them. They fit the style of the boat. We're gonna put gray carpet on it, and it's gonna be a fun little ride. I think, it's pretty awesome. So I want to thank you guys for watching this little weird episode of Ken Arnold Fishing, where I talk about my boat and what I want to do in the future. And we did some squirrel hunting, which is kind of, you guys didn't get to see it, but it's pretty cool. We're going to get on the lake here soon, I hope. I'm not exactly sure. I don't have a date. Probably Saturday or Sunday. And we'll see what happens from there. But in the meantime, I want to thank you guys for watching this episode of Ken Arnold Fishing. I will see you right here on this channel later on. Peace out, guys.